Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Emily. Today we are doing a Pinterest inspired spring vignette. I saw this image on Pinterest and immediately I knew I wanted to recreate this vignette on a shelf above my desk in my office. All I needed to do were a few quick and easy DIY projects, and everything is on a budget, which is even better. So let's get into these quick DIY projects, and then we're going to decorate the shelf and recreate this vignette. So let's get started. This is the photo from Pinterest, and I immediately fell in love with the bunny and the terracotta pots. So I wanted to recreate them for the vignette. I'm going to start out with the terracotta pots. I grabbed 3 from Walmart. They are 97 cents a piece. And originally I was going to try and do a salt wash to naturally age them. Disclaimer, it did not work. I followed a blog on Pinterest. I'm pretty sure I did it wrong. But I'm using kosher salt because that is all that I had. I did not have any iodized salt, so I don't know if that was the reason. I didn't add enough salt maybe, or I didn't soak it long enough, but I'm going to give it another shot one day, just not right now because I don't have any iodized salt. So I end up going to plan B, which is actually using real salt wash. So I was inspired to use the salt wash from Sammy from Unicorn Dust Designs. She sells the salt wash on her website, unicorndustdesigns.com. I ended up grabbing the salt wash from the store where I have a booth at where I resell some items. So I grabbed this to give it a shot. I'm not really sure if I did it correctly, so I'm doing this for the first time and I'm sharing it with you. So I followed the directions and did what I thought was equal parts of paint and salt wash. It was really clumpy, and I wasn't really sure if that was the right consistency. So I added some more paint to where I could kind of get it a little bit more smooth. And I took my chip brush. I originally was going to just put it in random places, like all over on the 3 terracotta pots. Like some add a little bit more, some add a little bit less. And one of the terracotta pots where I added the most, I actually ended up really liking how it looked. So then I decided to just add salt wash to all 3, like completely covering all 3 terracotta pots. I really liked the texture and the dimension that the salt wash gives. It felt like, I don't really know how to describe it. Like it was really cool, way better than using the baking soda, like the texture that you get from baking soda. This felt almost kind of like concrete like. It was really cool to work with. So I let it dry, and then I wanted to, based on the picture, I saw some of the terracotta pots had like, like that moldy moss look. So I mixed up just a little bit of, I forget what that green is called. Maybe it's actually Moss by Waverly. I mixed a little bit of the green in with the salt wash mixture that I already created, and I just dabbed it in certain areas of the terracotta pot where I thought you would get some of that look from. So here I'm hoping you can kind of see the texture that the salt wash gives. And here I was like, okay, I want to dirty it up, like make it look older. The brown wax that I was using, it did not it did not work. So I decided to clear coat it first with clear wax, and I'm using Dixie Belle's Best Dang clear wax. And while the wax is still wet, I'm applying the Dixie Belle dirt to it. And then instead of letting it just sit there and then like brushing it off, I started to brush it off immediately with the chip brush, and it just smoothed out all over and like got into the like nooks and crannies that the salt wash put onto the terracotta pot. And I am 110% obsessed with how this looked. So I did that for all of them. I will show you the end result after we do the vignette. So I then changed courses to the rabbit. I found these 2 rabbits in the Target dollar spot. The tall one was $5 and the small one was $3. I spray painted the small one with this like copper spray paint that I had, and then I added the Waverly Antique Wax. I was trying to give it an old copper look, and the antique wax just wasn't exactly doing what I wanted it to do. So I ended up clear coating or covering the entire bunny with the Waverly Antique Wax. And then while the wax was still wet, I went back with the Dixie Belle, the dirt. And I did kind of the same thing as with the terracotta pot, except I placed it in spots where I thought like dirt would collect. And then I kind of stippled off the dirt with the chip brush and just kind of let it sit in those places and let it dry. Now for the tall one, I am trying to recreate that bunny from the actual vignette. So I spray painted that one black, and while that was still wet, like I spray painted it and then I brought it inside and it was still tacky. So then I started to put flour on it. I used the sifter at first because my flour was really clumpy, and it worked well to get it all over. But then like the sides and like where, the under part of the ears and everything, I couldn't, use the sifter because I couldn't really touch the bunny because the paint was still wet. So I just end up, as you can see, I'm like flicking the flour onto the bunny, and then I let it sit for maybe 30 seconds to a minute. And then I start brushing off the flour with a chip brush. And I'm not going for full coverage with the flour. I want some of the black of the spray paint to come through, but I also want it to also have a lot of, where the flour is. And as it dried, it turned out so awesome. And I wish I actually did the same thing with the smaller bunny. For the focal point of the vignette, instead of a sign, I wanted to find a landscape photo that I really liked. So I went to Etsy and I found this beautiful photo. I will make sure to link the Etsy shop in my description box for you if you are interested. And I did print this at Walgreens. It is a poster size. Make sure that when you do print anything from Walgreens or CVS, to make sure that you check for coupon codes. I went online and I found a coupon code for 50% off a poster size. So that was awesome. And this vignette is ready to get set up. I hope you all are enjoying this video so far and these DIY projects. I just wanted to pop on and say hello to everybody, to my new subscribers, to my OG subscribers, and everybody in between. I just wanted to say that on this channel, I love DIY projects, thrifting, thrift flips, furniture flips, everything in between. So if you're liking this video, please give it a thumbs up and please consider subscribing. I have so much more going on. I know I have a couple thrift haul videos coming up and some other really fun DIY projects and thrift flips. So please consider subscribing and joining this wonderful community. Let's get back into this video and we are ready to style everything on my shelf. This shelf is right above my desk for work. So I do work from home and this room is divided. The one side is where I work every single day and the other side is my craft side. So when you're looking into this room, this is what you see, and I really wanted this focal point to be beautiful and very eye-catching because all you see really are the monitors underneath. So for this vignette, I was looking for something that I could keep 95% of the items up all year round and just change out a couple things. That's why these bunnies were super easy and affordable DIY projects that I can put up for, the springtime and then take them down. And then everything else I can keep up all year round and change out the greenery for the seasons if I want, and add in something else, to replace the bunnies. So the DIY projects that you saw, I also am adding some finds that I got at recent estate sales and garage sales, like this wonderful old vintage camera. Those rulers were from an estate sale. My husband actually made this candlestick, and then this vintage tape measure I absolutely love. I hope you guys enjoyed these DIY projects and recreating this spring vignette. I am so happy with how it turned out, and it just brightens up my office, which makes me even happier. I loved also that I was able to do this on a budget. I'm pretty sure I was able to, minus buying the salt wash, I was able to do everything for under, I think, $20, which is awesome. I'm so happy about that. Speaking of the salt wash, don't forget to check out unicorndustdesigns.com if you want to try out the salt wash as well. I'm obsessed with it, and I will definitely be using it on future videos. So if it is something that you're interested in, make sure you grab yourself a little can or a big can, whichever one you want. But I cannot wait to hear what you guys thought, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye guys.